Hello, my name is Harry, and this is Learn English with British Harry. So let's have a look at this here. So we have some basic words and we have some advanced words. Now, firstly, there isn't anything wrong with using basic words. I use basic words all the time. However, it is nice to notice, maybe I could try to use a different word instead. And you can play with these words. You can have fun with these words. And it's really, really fun and interesting to do. So here in this picture, we can see the board game Scrabble. Have you played Scrabble before? It's been some time since I've played Scrabble. I really enjoy it. That's until the pieces go missing, and then you have to scramble around trying to find the missing pieces. But it's a lot of fun. Okay, so we have this word difficult, and we have some alternatives to difficult that you could use. We have arduous, challenging, demanding, grueling, and formidable. Arduous. Arduous means something that is very difficult, requiring a lot of effort, energy, or endurance. It often refers to tasks or journeys that are physically or mentally challenging. So it really describes the extent of how something is difficult. We'll see this in the next picture. So here, if you have a look at this picture, what can you see in this picture? I think describing pictures is a fantastic exercise to build your level of English. So here we can see a man on the top of a mountain, and I would imagine that it wasn't easy to get up to where he is now. He would have had to gone through a lot of challenges. It would have been very difficult to climb up such a steep mountain. So here, climbing the mountain was an arduous task, but the view from the top was worth it. Now, if he had just said it was difficult climbing the mountain, it's a bit boring, and it also doesn't explain the the challenges that he went through to get to the top, because it's not something that everyone does every day, that someone does every day. You don't, without any training, especially. So you don't say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to climb the mountain. So saying it was an arduous task really shows how much effort it takes. And it takes a lot of endurance. So you have to build that endurance. And it's almost like you are acknowledging the fact that, hey, this is a difficult task. It was very, very challenging. Okay. So not just physically challenging, things could also be mentally challenging. If you are studying for an exam, it can be an arduous task because you have to physically put a lot of hours, and mentally you have to put a lot of hours into studying, making notes, making summaries, doing practice exam questions. It takes a lot of effort. Okay. Now I have a few articles here. So if I have a look at the first one, how we met, she agreed to long, arduous bike rides just to support me through cancer. So this person, she went on long bike rides. And it wasn't just difficult, it was arduous. So I understand that it was a challenge. We have a few more here. So France in focus, Paralympic Games, three French athletes on their arduous journey to gold. Here, this is a fantastic word to use because I understand this means the athletes had to go through a lot of challenges. They went on a path that was very difficult, and they had to put in an extreme amount of effort to win their gold medal. Okay, very good. And let's have a look at the next word. So the next word is, I wouldn't say extremely advanced, but it's nice to use. So we have challenging. Challenging means something that is difficult in a way that tests your abilities, efforts, or determination. It can refer to tasks or situations or problems that require skill, perseverance, or creativity to overcome. So here you can see this man, you can see lots of different languages, and he's speaking. So learning a new language can be challenging, but it's a rewarding experience. So I could say learning a language is difficult, but here saying challenging, this shows a lot more details. This shows that you had to persevere, or you're still persevering. It's not something which you can learn overnight. You can't say, okay, by tomorrow I will be an expert in English. It takes time. You have to absorb the information, you have to practice, you have to interact with different materials. So it takes perseverance. Perseverance is to keep going. Even when things are difficult, you don't stop, you keep going. Okay, very good. And I have a few more other news snippets here. So, Dorset Council faces challenging budget for rest of year. So, challenging here. So, challenging here is a little bit easier to digest than saying difficult. If they said they had a difficult budget, it has negative connotations, it has negative associations, connections, because having a budget means that you don't have as much money to spend on things. So they're quite clever with this word challenging, because now you believe, yes, they can overcome it. So it's a very clever use of the word challenging. The next one, Football Manager 2025 delayed after challenging development. Again, here, using the word challenging is more positive than saying difficult in this instance. If they said it was difficult to develop the game, you would question, why is it so difficult? But saying challenging, you understand that the game will be really good when it's finished because they found the problems. Okay, perfect. Very good. Okay, let's have a look at the next word here. So, demanding. Demanding means something that requires a lot of effort, attention, or skill, often involving high standards or expectations. It can describe tasks, jobs, or people that are hard to satisfy or complete due to their high level of difficulty or intensity. Now, here, what can you see in the picture? So, this is a question I want you to automatically ask yourself. Anytime you see a picture, ask yourself, what can I see? What's happening here? So, this lady, she doesn't look too happy. She looks to be in an office, and she looks quite stressed, quite tired. She's taken her glasses off. She's pinching her nose. And here, so her job is very demanding, requiring long hours and constant attention to detail. So, demanding is still a more positive way to say than to say difficult, because yes, it's demanding, but she can overcome these difficulties. She can um, overcome the challenges. So, demanding, she has to work a lot of hours. If she said it was difficult, it would reflect negatively on her. So, demanding, yes, long hours. She has to work very hard, but by working hard, and we have this culture of working hard, and a lot of people think, okay, if you're not where you are, where you want to be, you have to just simply work hard. However, she may be taken advantage of. Her job may be asking her to work more hours than that is acceptable. So in this case, she may need to find a less demanding job. Okay, very good. Now we have grueling. Grueling means something that is extremely tiring, demanding both physically and mentally. It refers to tasks or activities that require a lot of endurance, often leaving a person exhausted due to the intensity of the effort involved. So here we can see a lot of people running. The marathon was a grueling challenge, pushing the runners to their limits. So here we looked at challenging. So we're using two together here. So we're using grueling and challenge. So grueling, it wasn't just difficult, it was grueling. So grueling is a really nice word, especially when it comes to physical activities. It takes a lot of endurance. Now, the nice thing about these words is that you can use them to be sarcastic, or you can use them with humor. So if, for example, someone asked you to go to the shops to get some groceries, and it's just a 2-minute walk if you're lucky up the road, and you come back with your shopping, you say, oh, that was grueling. And if you only understood and took the meaning at face value, you would be confused. But if you understand, this person is being trying to be funny, in this case, that gives a deeper understanding of the words. Okay, formidable. Formidable means something or someone that inspires fear, respect, or admiration due to their strength, power, or difficulty. It often describes challenges, opponents, or tasks that are daunting and require great effort or skill to overcome. So we can see this lady here. She looks to be quite formidable. She looks quite strong. It looks like she's achieved something. So leading the task was a formidable task requiring coordination between multiple teams and meeting tight deadlines under constant pressure. So she had a lot going on. She had to juggle a lot of things. So we can see that it was a formidable task. It wasn't just a difficult task, it was something that another person or a lot of people wouldn't be able to do easily. So it's extremely difficult, and it requires a lot of effort or skill to overcome. I love to watch football. So in football, they play a lot of football matches, and to go the whole season without losing a game is formidable. I love Arsenal. There's a famous Invincible season where they finished the whole season without losing a game, which is quite formidable, even in today's day and age where clubs have lots of money to buy the best players, but they still haven't achieved this task. So it's something which it doesn't come around every day. It's very difficult to do. So if something is formidable, you can acknowledge. It's nice to acknowledge the fact that he did something or she did something, and it was formidable. Okay, perfect. Very good. Okay, so the last word that I want to look at is good, and a few more examples, a few more synonyms that we can use instead of good. Superb. This feels really nice to say, superb. Superb means of the highest quality or excellence, extremely good or impressive. Is used to describe something that stands out as exceptionally fine. So here we can see a fancy dinner at a fancy restaurant. It's beautifully presented. If I try to do this at home, it looks nothing like this. So, not he, his dinner was superb with perfectly cooked dishes and excellent service. So, this is superb. Now, superb, again, you can use this with a bit of humor. If you're eating some cereal, some cornflakes, and you finished, that this meal was superb. So it's nice to use you nice to know you can use these words in different contexts. Now, superb, it reminds me of the chef's kiss. So the chef's kiss is when you go and you are literally kissing the food that it's so delicious. When something is so superb, you can give it a chef's kiss. And let me know, is there any food that you would give the chef's kiss? Or is there any instance when you would give the chef's kiss? Now, you can use this again. Sometimes it could be actually be used as an insult. Um, I've seen a football manager do this to a referee when he didn't like the referee's decision. He gave a chef's kiss because obviously he cannot say anything insulting. So it's important to understand the context of where this is being used. Exemplary. Exemplary means serving as a desirable model or example, something that is worthy of imitation due to its high quality or excellence. It can also refer to behavior or performance that is so good it sets a standard for others to follow. So here we can see this man, he's walking quite proudly ahead. So his exemplary leadership inspired the entire team to achieve great results. So this is a nice word to use instead of good. So, we're not just saying his good leadership, we're saying his exemplary leadership. And again, I highly recommend that you watch this video through again, have a look at the descriptions, the example sentences, write the words down, and try to make your own sentences. Try not to use too many words per day to overwhelm yourself. Pick a few words, pick 3 to 5 words, or if you're short of time, pick one word at least, and carry that word with you throughout the rest of your day. And look for opportunities where you can use this word, even if you use it in your head. Maybe you're at work and someone did a really good piece of work, or they finished a project and it was really good. And instead of thinking, oh, that's really good, you think, oh, that's exemplary. Okay, very good. Now we have outstanding. So outstanding means exceptionally good or distinguished from others. It refers to something that stands out due to its superior quality or performance. So this is a nice word, distinguished. So it's different from other things. Here we can see a scientist. She's concentrating as she's looking down the microscope. Her outstanding achievements in science earned her a prestigious award. Now, so this was outstanding. She didn't just receive, so her work wasn't just good to receive the award, it had to be outstanding to receive the award because it's distinguished. Her work is distinguished from the other scientists. So that's what earned her this coveted award. Impeccable. Impeccable means flawless or without errors. It describes something that is perfect and free from any faults or mistakes. It is often used to convey a high standard of quality or performance. Let's have a look. So we can see this man, he's looking at his watch very carefully. So his attention to detail and punctuality are impeccable. So punctuality, he is always on time. Now, let me know about yourself. Are you a punctual person? Are you on time? I like to be punctual. I remember when I was small, my mum would set the clock 5 minutes forward to make sure that we woke up earlier. And I got into that habit as I got older. So I think, being punctual is a really good thing. Um, in relation to that, I actually, being punctual for this live stream, I clicked on the button. I didn't actually click on the go live button. So apologies for that. I'm still getting used to giving these live stream lessons. So I promise I'll get better with that. So his attention to detail and punctuality are impeccable. Okay. Now we have remarkable. Remarkable means worthy of attention or notice due to being unusual, extraordinary, or impressive. It describes something that stands out because of its significance or excellence. Here we can see a lady, a patient in hospital with her nurse. So her recovery from the illness was remarkable considering the odds she faced. So we're not saying that her recovery was good. It was remarkable considering the odds she faced. So odds here, generally, if we think about odds used in betting, so if something has good odds, we know that particular team or person is going to win. Here, considering the odds she faced. So from this sentence, we know that she didn't have good odds. She didn't have a good chance to recover. So we're stating that we understand the fact that her recovery was remarkable. It wasn't just good. Okay, so let's have a look through the slides here. Let me get this up here. Okay, so we have a list here. So, like I said before, it's really good to write down these words and think about how can I use these words in my day-to-day life, my everyday life. Look for opportunities where you see these things. Maybe you received outstanding customer service. Maybe the lunch you had was superb. Let's go back here. And again, difficult. Maybe Getting out of bed was an arduous task because you went to sleep late. Um, Maybe the commute into work was grueling because there were so many people. It was really difficult to get through all of these people and to get onto the train or even to drive. Maybe it was a demanding drive into work because of the amount of people, the amount of traffic. So these are just some examples that you can use. Now, I also want to remind you about my free ebook. You'll find the link to this in the description below, and it contains 5 fantastic tips that are really helpful. I've taught thousands of students, and I found a lot of common themes and a lot of common difficulties that my students faced. So I've compiled some of these into this book. There are 5 tips and 5 exercises, rather, that you can try, and it will really help to improve your level of English. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this lesson, even if it's just to say hello. It's nice to hear from you. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much, and bye bye.